Hi, it's Kathleen from Bailey Academy, mom of 5, homeschooling 3 of them, ages 9, 11, and 15. Today I'm joining a collab with The Secret and Free Homeschool, and we are talking about how we plan for our science curriculum, or how we plan for our science for our year. So when you're done checking out this quick video, check out the description to see a link to the host, Secular and Free Homeschool, and also a link to the playlist to see what the other YouTubers have to say about how they plan science. Now, this will be a quick video because I basically talked about this in my last video, but obviously not everybody sees every video, so I'll just quickly go over how I plan science. So first of all, you should know that I don't buy curriculum, with a few exceptions. Well, no, I've never bought curriculum. I have a couple that I got for free, but I don't really buy curriculum. So I do more like a teacher does. I find free or cheap resources, I put them together, I plan, what I'm teaching, and I decide, like, this is this day, this day we're going to do a science experiment, this day we're going to do a worksheet, that sort of thing. So what I do is, for this current year for science, at first I was trying to follow what the public schools decided, that this is what you would learn in grade 3, this is what you learn in grade 6. But then I realized that if I'm going to keep homeschooling, it doesn't really matter as long as I give them a well-rounded education. So I decided to pick and choose. So I asked the kids what they wanted to learn, and they were, of course, like, I don't know. So I gave them some suggestions, and they gave me some suggestions that they wanted to include. And then I made a list of other things that I thought would be nice to include. And that's what we did. We do a science topic a month. So we did, let's see, where's my list? So this current year, we've already done dinosaurs, genetics, inventors. We did something different in December. So technology and gaming, that was fun. And now we're doing chemistry. We were also planning to do zoology, flight, and marine biology. So for this year, I basically came up with, and it's just like scratch, quick notes. I didn't use like any worksheet or anything. Of what science topics would be fun to do for next year. Ones that I know that they haven't really covered much, don't seem to know a lot about, and I'm going to give them a nicer printed sheet of that list and have them say highlight the 3 that they think would be the most interesting, or circle the ones they'd rather not do. Doesn't mean we won't do it, but it'll just like give me an idea of what maybe to focus on. So the ones that I have are weather, light, senses, electricity, engineering, magnetism, speed/force/motion, insects, environment, which would include things like climate change, deforestation, and conservation. I want to do a holiday science for December, and I'll talk more on what I'm thinking about that in a minute. We're not going to do human body this year, so geology, communication, and earth science. So those are the ones that we haven't done, or I feel like they could use more knowledge on. So yeah, I'm going to make a list, print it out, have them highlight what they want to learn, circle what they don't, something like that. And what I'm doing right now, since I don't know what I'm using yet, is I'm amassing resources from many locations, so that even if I don't do those ones this year, I may do them next year or the year after. I'll already have resources ready to go. So I go to my 2 favorite websites, twinkle.ca for me, but there's twinkle.com for the US and twinkle. Almost everything for every other country. If you are not using Twinkle, you are missing out. Now, to be upfront, I do work with Twinkle with my blog and such, but I would be promoting them even if I didn't. The reason I'm working with them is because I love them so much and I wanted to work with them. So their subscription is pretty cheap, and even if you don't want to subscribe yet, you can sign up for free. There's free resources, and you get a newsletter a couple times a month, and some of them contain links where you can download a premium resource for free. So before I even had a paid membership, I would save those in a file in my email inbox, and then every time that I found something I wanted to use for school, I just go to my email, click through, download that thing, and then there I go. So you absolutely have to be on their email list and pay attention to their emails in order to get those free resources. But they also have free days. For example, twinkle.ca is having another free day around Easter. They haven't announced the exact day yet, but around Easter or on Easter, And Twinkle.com just had one, I think yesterday. Well, from when I watched them in this video. Yeah, so what it is a free day means 24 hours of unlimited downloads. Well, pretty much unlimited. I think one time I actually reached their download limit, but it's just meant like I was going too fast too soon. There wasn't like a specific this many per day or anything like that. But for the most part, like, you will not reach their download limit. You can just download as many things as you want, so you can download things that you're not even sure you want to use, things you might want to use in the future. And their stuff is high quality. Like, I'm talking high quality. And they are just such, like, especially, they're so nice. Like, so they have a resource. Say that if you find a resource, and sometimes they come with color and black and white, eco print, like to print less color, maybe a different version of some kind. So I found resources that I wanted that didn't have black and white options, and I need black and white because I don't have a color printer. So I just sent a little message through their system and requested a black and white, and they approved me, made a black and white. Within a day, they had sent me a black and white version to download. And they did that for multiple resources. So that's amazing. And you don't get service like that with other websites where you download free or cheap resources for schooling. So yes, I work with them, but I highly recommend Twinkle. Find your website, Twinkle dot whatever your country code is, FR for France, that sort of thing, for the most part. And if you go to twinkle.com or twinkle.ca and go to the very bottom, you can find links to all the websites. So if you're not sure what your country code would be, you can just do that. And so I go to twinkle.ca and I type in, so let's say I'm looking for stuff for weather. I type in weather, I'm like, ooh, that looks good. Download. I do all the weather. Then I go to teacherspayteachers.com, which you may also know. And I don't have, usually very few times do I have money to spend there. So for the most part, I'm getting the free resources. So I search for weather, search for free, and I search for like an age group. So like I generally do about 4th grade, just so that I'm getting more of the older stuff. Because even though I have a 3rd grader, she's a little more advanced, and so I don't want stuff that's too easy for the 6th grader, or in this case next year will be 4th and 7th. So this year I search for 4th grade, find stuff, download. Then when I think I've got enough stuff, I go to my my Windows Explorer, and I go where I have, homeschool, and then I have subsets for like science, and then I have a subset and I make one for weather. And then I move all those into weather. So then whether I do weather this coming year or not, I know I have those set and ready to go. And I download stuff that even might remotely look good. Some of those things I may not use, they may not be high quality, or they may just not be for us. But those are good ways to get worksheets, PowerPoint, games that you can print and stuff like that. Now that's what I've done so far, but I also will go to Pinterest and pin stuff that like art or science experiments, anything that is sometimes worksheets too, but like lots of the other types of things, the games that you can do, and pin those all into a thing. And then I also have blogs that I subscribe to, and so I check out their free resource library and see what they have on my topic, and I make sure I download those if I haven't already. And I also have lots of teacher blogs that I'm subscribed to. Don't just subscribe to homeschool blogs, subscribe to teacher blogs, because a lot of them, maybe not all of them, but a lot of them group together with other teacher blogs, and they come up with a special day where they have a free resource each that you can download. And then they have, like, say Mondays, everything on Teachers Pay Teachers that they've highlighted is, say, $1. Tuesday everything's $2, and Wednesday everything's half off, that sort of thing. So I've gotten some cheap, but also lots of free resources that I just file in whatever topic it is, and maybe I'll use them one day and maybe I won't. So I have lots of resources. So yeah, that's what I do. And then what I'm going to do when it gets a little closer to the new year and through the summer is I will nail down which of those science topics we will do, which month we will do them in, and I might keep in mind like things like environment we'll probably do in the spring, something that's more indoor we'll do during the winter, that sort of thing. Oh, and our holiday science, I forgot to talk about that. So for our holiday science, we're just going to do anything science related that has to do with a winter holiday. So I found some the physics of Christmas lights, or science experiments that have to do with holidays. I'm still amassing information, so I don't have very much, but I think that'll be a fun way to do December. So yeah, And then when it's time, when it's like, like we start school in September, so when it's like August, I'll start using my just cheap Amazon planner to put in, this is all scratch, but the kids' names or the subjects, what we're going to do in each. So this is where I write, okay, so I look at my resources and I go, okay, this is clearly, say we're talking about weather again. Okay, this is something that we need to do, like introduction to weather. What kinds of weather are there? So I find that and I'm like, okay, we're going to do this worksheet and watch this YouTube video, and I'll find stuff on YouTube too, or documentaries. And then the next day, okay, when next day we're doing science, okay, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. And I write it all down and I have it on like that. So that's how I do science. So yeah. So make sure when you're done my video, which you are, like and subscribe would be awesome. If you don't mind, a comment would make me feel so happy. And then check down below for the playlist to the collab. Oh, one last thing I wanted to mention. This, what I was talking about with science, was for my grade schoolers. And for my high schooler, she did, like, for example, astronomy last semester, chemistry this semester, and we're going to be doing physics next year. And I don't know what else yet. So for those, I still, for the most part, find like maybe free curriculum or a thick workbook from Amazon that I buy. But I don't buy like a curriculum, like, a $300 curriculum type thing. So we will decide what she wants to learn, and because she's talking about like maybe oceanography, things like that. And I'm already amassing resources for that too. So I've been saving and saving and bookmarking and saving and pinning and saving things just for her. So I do the same sort of thing even though she's in high school. So I just wanted to mention that. Okay, have a great day. Bye.